Interesting cut there. Hi, it's Monday and it's crusty, as always. Yeah, as I said yesterday, which in and of itself is weird to say yesterday, but it's Sunday yesterday, right? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about streaming more. I might try it a little bit. Oh, give me a sec. Yeah, as I was saying, I might try it and see how that feels. But as I was saying yesterday, I will I'll start today with just, I don't know, with I don't know how to call this. I guess ranting or just talking to you, I guess. After that, of course, I'll just switch over to Baldur's Gate 3. But that's gonna be in like a couple of hours, I think. And you know, because I'm waiting for Neris and another friend who will potentially join me, or will be joining me occasionally anyway. So yeah, we'll see about that. But I guess what's important now is this thing right here. And you know, before I ever like open up to you again, whoever you are anyway, I gotta warm up. That's how far removed I feel from back when I was, you know, smoothly just able to talk to you. And I'm not even sure where that started changing, where I kind of like comfortably went numb when it comes to sharing stuff about myself. I think it's a combination of running out of stuff to say. I'm not going to lie, because people are books, right? At one point, you're gonna reach the end, and the only thing that happens after that is just small daily nonsense, right? And as much as I hate to admit it, and as much as I always said that my life has been interesting, for a 40-year-old person anyway, yeah, it kind of runs out, doesn't it? And what I find interesting, let's put it this way: even though I've opened up a lot in the past, it's still like there's still stuff there that I don't think I'll ever mention, probably, unless prompted, I guess. And I'll never be prompted because they're very specific. And that's coming from someone who's shared like, well, let's just say a lot of stuff, right, about herself. So yeah, I think it's a combination of running out of things to say and of going comfortably numb into the whole mood of just games, and it doesn't have to be anything else, right? Because it's easy to slip into that. But the thing is, when I started streaming, one of the goals that I had was to be able to communicate and to be able to, I guess, share myself. And funnily enough, originally I didn't plan to be, I wanted it to be like, well, maybe 2/3 about myself and then 1/3 gaming, let's say, something like that, or at least half and half. And it was kind of like that, but by far now it's just gaming. And it's, yeah, I think I slipped into that like mental space where it's easier to do that, to just play games and not even really talk about stuff. Because lately I haven't even been, well, quote unquote, covering videos about, let's say, Final Fantasy or other favorite pet subjects of mine, like Guild Wars as well. And anyway, so yeah, last week I started kind of becoming less numb about that, and I was like, hey, maybe I should really just go back to what I used to do, like, maybe spend a Saturday just chatting, or even more than one day in a week. Sorry, I'm just gonna take, I have some chocolate here and I'm just taking sips, sorry. And God, it's tasty. All right, so where was I? Right. So the thing is, I want to communicate with you more, okay? And most of all, I want to express myself and I don't know, kind of like open up, because as I've told you before, you're the best therapist anyway, right? And yeah, I miss those little sessions where I spill out my guts and it interests no one, and then I can be snarky about that. And then, turn down the stream, turn off the stream, and be like, oh my God, what did I just share with the world? I never worry too much about that, but it does hit after a bit, but I don't mind it. And there's nothing that I would take back anyway. It's just the reflex of doing that, almost like a little bit of a guilty pleasure. Like if you start sucking your friend's dick, for example, right? And then you go like, oh my God, that's my friend, but you love it so much and he loves it that much, and it kind of works. So I'm sucking your dick and that's nice. But like, I've been like avoiding your dick so far for a little while. So, I wanted to get back into sucking. So that's the worst analogy ever. But you know what? It works for me. So the thing is, to get back into it, right? I need to pick up where I left, kind of. Or rather, a few tiles back from where I left. Which means I need warm-up. Which means this is my warm-up right now. And I thought the best way to warm up to talking to you again would be to, well, to explain all the shit that I just explained, right? And let that do its job, and then also add perhaps how I feel about streaming recently, and you know what's been going on in my head about all that shit. And I think it's relevant enough, and it works. It's a serviceable starting point for our, you know, rekindled relationship, let's say. So I do. It's strange because the more I play games, right? The more I stream games, the more I want to play games, because there's this this desire to play by myself, right? But then my brain goes like, if you're gonna do that, why don't you do it on stream? Because I do love streaming, you know, and then I just end up in a weird situation where I game only on stream unless it's Guild Wars for the, well, largest part, and then, you know, I want to play more, so I also want to stream more, and kind of aligns, right? Which so far that's positive and makes sense. But at the same time, the more I do that, the more I can't. I feel like I can't wedge in there my own like personal shit, you know. And I know I often joke about you're not here for that, and you're just here to watch a game and all that, which is true. Okay. But I'm also here, or originally, you know, as I said in the beginning, part of the idea was to actually do share about myself, and, you know, whether or not somebody likes it, I honestly just don't give a fuck. I mean, you can selectively watch, you know, you can see the title, you can see the genre, and you can choose if you want to watch that, or if you want, you know, if you want to watch like, I don't know, like some game or something that I play. Or even maybe neither, I guess, if it's not to your liking. My stream, that is. Or my personality, I suppose. Whatever's left of that, anyway. So, yeah. I don't know. It just kind of snowballed into more streaming, but for gaming. And more gaming, but then even more streaming. And yeah. I feel if I let myself go that way, I'll start streaming every single day, and I'll start streaming everything that I do on my PC, which is gaming, before you get like any weird ideas. But yeah, it's mostly gaming, and I'll start streaming everything. And if that happens, well, then I'm worried about what the next step is, because I don't want to spam, you know. Not you. I don't want to spam myself with streaming and gaming, and streaming my gaming. Wait, chocolate. Oh god, this is perfect. Anyway, this place is they just do it in a way, I don't know. I really fucking like it. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So I'm not even sure, because that's also, you know, that's also another concern of mine. I'm not even sure. I think I've talked about it before, and I think recently as well. And then somebody popped up in chat, and I was really happy because, you know, they renewed my confidence and everything. As I was just talking at the time about getting fewer views and, you know, getting a vibe of you know, everything just crumbling a little bit, so to speak, you know, dramatically. And that's the thing, like I wouldn't want to invest. I'm a really weird person when it comes to streaming. It's almost a paradox where I don't want to invest, whether that be like material goods, so money maybe, or even my time or my mood or whatever, myself, let's say, right? I don't want to invest unless I see some kind of interest. I don't want to see return, because I'm not measuring this with, you know, subscriptions or follows or whatever. By the way, those are always welcome, but, you know, I just feel like if no one is watching, or if very few people are watching, then why would I want to stream more, right? Which is, as I said, that's like not the way it goes. It's like you stream more to gain more views, right? But that's just how my brain works when it comes to streaming. So, in a very weird way, not having many viewers also brought me back to the level, again, just to tie it to the previous conversation, right? Also brought me back to the level where I don't care. I just, I'd like to insert more of myself there. So that played a role as well, I guess. Anyway, maybe a bit of what I'm saying isn't making any sense because I'm just opening my mouth and it's just coming out, and I'm not filtering it in any way or just pausing to consider like what I want to say and how and where it goes. It's just a fucking salad, right? It's a mix. I don't know. It's a mixtape. So do forgive me if it sounds disjointed. Like, as long as I'm getting some points across, and there is some semblance of topics management, to put it that way, I'm happy, because that's the best you're ever gonna get out of me, without another actual person. Doesn't have to be physically next to me, but like another person anyway, just asking me or prompting me to talk in a more structured way. But when it comes to monologuing, and especially in a Dear Diary kind of fashion like this, you're gonna have to excuse my mumbled speech and maybe my inconsistency, jumping from topic to topic or trying to connect certain thoughts with other thoughts, or you get it. So it's gonna be a little bit, confusing, perhaps. But anyway, any pause you might perceive. Pause? Yeah, anyway. Any pause you might perceive is just me drinking my cold chocolate. Sorry. I'm just saying it now so I don't have to repeat myself, right? Anyway, yeah, that's mostly how it feels now. Like, if I could TLDR what I just said in the past, like, I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe more, I've noticed a decline, and it prompted me to think that I don't need to inject so much gaming, and that reminded me that, hey, there used to be something else, which is you talking, saying that to myself, obviously. And that prompted me to tell you why I thought this is happening, or think, sorry, and what I plan to do about it, and this is it. That's the TLDR. So yeah, at the same time, and again, this is me just sharing random thoughts, all right, but also relevant to the subject. At the same time, I'm not even sure if what caused the decline was like exactly the removal of the Daphne element that I was inserting. Okay. Or just the quality of my stream, or the style of my streaming, or anything, kicking in and having negative impacts, or a negative impact anyway. So yeah, there's no way for me to measure what could be going wrong where, or what I could be doing to improve it. All I've got is like this weird perception of, if I don't see it grow, I'm not gonna stroke it. As simple as that. Okay? Let alone put it in my mouth. So yeah. Oh, a bot. Let me ban. 1 second. Let's see what you got for me. There we go. Cool. No more bots. At least for a bit. So, where was I again? Right, yeah, I have no way to measure my success or failure. or to understand where it stems from. So I can only just backtrack because I'm in the dark here completely, or in the purple, this particular situation. Since my background is purple, get it? Anyway, yeah, right. So all I can do is backtrack cautiously, while also making sure that this time I go forth without losing. That sounds so fucking like I'm a big shot or something, but I'm not. But still, I guess the same words will serve, regardless of status. But like, backtrack and like insert more of my vision of my stream into this, right? And to that end, and I'm dying to, trust me, I really want to. I was thinking of also returning to Skyrim again. It's just that I'm having so much fun with Baldur's Gate 3 and on stream, and also with XCOM 2. Undoubtedly, as you may have noticed, I'm really fucking enjoying streaming both. And I feel that between that and wanting my own private time, and also wanting to, well, give you more of me going forward, I guess, and also playing Guild Wars on the side when I'm not streaming, I feel there is like no slot there unless I stream more often. And at that point, we go back to the previous shit I was saying, where I feel it will not have much merit, because I don't know if for example, streaming only 3 or 4 times a week is what the problem is, you know? Because imagine if I'm doing something else wrong, which you fuckers aren't telling me, because you're not talking to me. You know, imagine if I'm doing something wrong then that you dislike about my stream. I just spam more of it, right? To the point where you now actively don't want to watch me. So I feel like I should be very, very cautious right now. So I don't think increasing or streaming more frequently, let's say, is a good move right now, unless I know where I'm stepping, right? And as I said, I'm just completely in the dark. And I need to backtrack a little bit as well, which means don't stream even more. Go back to your comfort zone and do what you want, right? And also make sure that at least half of that time is gaming, because, you know, we all love it. That's why you're here, I guess. At least largely, I suppose, or for the most part, let's say. I do want, you know, somewhere in me, I do hope that you're coming back for my personality, let's say. Jesus, I can't sell this, you know. I'll just use the words, but know that I'm using them like very modestly, right? Because I just cringe when they leave my fucking lips. So, yeah. For my personality, anyway. So, but anyway, you get the idea. You get the conundrum that I'm facing. I guess that's the right word. And I mean, certain things also backfired. Like, not backfired, but kind of fell through. Is that the word? Or the term? Fell through? As in, you know, didn't work? Fell off? Fell through. I think fell through. So, for example, all the shit that you can purchase with like my channel points, I was hyped about that, but the more I gained, right, the more I streamed the games and nothing else about myself, the more I was losing my confidence in kind of like that kind of stuff, right? To the point where I started being reluctant in like, so Kaori, for example, would cash in, let's say, a workout, right? And then I lost my confidence and was like, okay, I wouldn't want to do that anyway. I mean, I would, but like, also XCOM, and in that fucking moment, XCOM will win. in my head, okay? And so I would push it further and further back, and then I would say, all right, I do want to stream though on Saturday and just chill with you and do all the things that you're cashing in, or, you know, just share more about myself and blah blah. But then nope, XCOM or Baldur's Gate, right? Because I just enjoy them that much, and I enjoy streaming them, and so that started getting pushed back, which is what lowered my confidence towards literally doing all that, right? Like working out and all that. Which, you know, this whole process that we're doing right now, you and I, it is for me to find that bit of my streaming career that went missing in action, right? So yeah. I think another thing I noticed, right, is that the more I started like watching videos on YouTube with you and like commenting on them, the more I started leaning on that content, which drove me even further away from, you know, original content of mine. So, you know, sharing myself again, that's what I mean. And between two comfort zones of like finding a video and like talking about it and also gaming, I think I lost all fucking confidence in having those little streams where we just talk, right? And we just like, I don't know, talk shit, or yeah, just sit there and have fun. Because I did have fun the few times that I remember where I just chilled on stream and I literally did nothing but exist, and I would interact with like a couple of people who would show up, and, you know, towards whom I'm really thankful. It was very fucking cool. Like, it was very nice, I'm not gonna lie. It felt great. Another thing that I think affected me very negatively has been something I want to talk about, and that's my whole situation right now in real life, okay? Which right now it's kind of on the rise, let's say. It's improving, or it's starting to improve. I don't want to say it's improving, it's starting to improve, and not in every regard, but like at least in some departments where it might affect streaming, you know, when it comes to me at least, or, you know, I'm trying not to say my streaming career again, because that's so cringe, but I guess I have to use those words. I don't know, because I just don't know any other words, right? Even though they may be like a little bit too generous when it comes to describing like what I'm doing, I guess, because I wouldn't call this a career. I'd love it to be, but hey, you know, it's not. So yeah. I'm also vaping on the side, so if you can hear that, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna give a fuck. Like, you know, you can hear it, I don't care. Consider it ASMR, whatever. Vaping ASMR. Okay, so I did want to talk about what's happened lately, which would be the next step after warming up, which I'm doing now, as I said. The next step towards being warm with you, you know, being becoming again more familiar with you. And when I say you, I'm sorry, this is my straw. I'm trying to push it further in so I can slurp more of this chocolate, because it's starting to well, I've drank most of it now, but, you know, you get what I'm saying. That's the sounds you're hearing right now. So oh god, it would be bad if I wanted more chocolate, right? Or it wouldn't be bad if I wanted more. I think it would be bad if I got more. Let's not think about that. Fuck, I got distracted again by chocolate, which is a sweet distraction. What was I saying though? Damn, I forgot. I literally forgot I focused on chocolate so much and playing with the straw there. Uh, oh, right. Yeah, of course. Talking to you about, yeah, warming up again. Okay, warming things up, let's say. So, yeah, that might help though. The fact that things are starting to improve might help a little bit more. Because before they were really just not good. And, you know, obviously, if if I'm not feeling content in real life, I will also feel strange on stream sometimes, which you can't help that, right? I mean, it wouldn't be healthy even to try and help that, so you know. And I think gaming and oops, sorry for the sniffles. I think gaming and watching other content on YouTube did help me kind of not think about things, you know. And also it helped me not like info dump you or anything like that about how my life was going, which was a mistake because yeah, I do want to info dump you, I do want to share, you know. So as you can see with everything that I've said, lots of small things and big things contributed to me moving away from talking to you, and I want that to change, as you might understand. One of the things that to move it to the next step, as I said, right? Because this has been a nice warm up, and I stalled for I don't know half an hour or so now. I can't bother looking or taking the time. The duration of my stream, that is, to be precise. But yeah, this will serve. I guess the next step is to tell you, for example, one of the things that has been happening in the background, which has kept me kind of in a bad place, let's say. And that's the whole progress or lack of progress anyway of rendering my apartment sellable or rentable, right? Rendering it, wow. Allowing, or how would you say that, to get, or to get the permit to be able to sell it and rent it. I guess that's the process that literally is what I've been doing anyway. That, yeah. So that has been going horribly for more than a year now. It's like the amount of fucking bureaucracy I had to deal with. I mean, I've told you, I think I've brought it up a couple of times. And finally, like, seemingly at least, that's coming to an end now. I didn't get the phone call I wanted last week, which sus, but like, what can you do? And then this week I was gonna look into it more, except well, something interesting happened. Not a good thing, I guess, or maybe a good thing, I don't know. And I had to actually literally focus on that one. So yeah, that's been fucking kicking me in the ass, to be honest. Like feeling that there's business there that I cannot do anything about. I'm just waiting, and it's taking so fucking long. And in the meantime, you know, nobody's getting fucking younger, right? And I've told you before, waiting fucking kills me. Like waiting kills me. I can't with waiting, for real. And I've been waiting for a year and more for this shit. And I guess it put me in a strange mood, in a strange general mood, let's say. And the fact that now I'm so close to it, where honestly last week I thought that was gonna be it, that's it, we're done, you know, I'm through finally. And it's not. But at least this time the reason is rather peculiar and interesting, and it might have certain consequences, let's say, might have follow-up. And that's the fact that my mother, with whom, I have to obviously cooperate, even though we clearly just can't fucking stand each other, like at all. She kind of went into this weird phase. I'm calling it a phase, but like it's not really a phase, but she's gone into this weird thing where she just wants to sleep all the time, and she's just feeling weak 24/7, can't, like, has difficulty standing up or walking around for no apparent reason. Like they haven't found anything, and today we're also expecting, like, or she's rather expecting some more like exam results, which after these come through and come clean, because everything else has come clean, we'll know for a fact it's not physical or neurological, in the sense of, like, something touchable that you can affect with surgery or something. We'll know it's psychological. And if that's the case, she herself told me that she just can't cope with my brother being in her house anymore. And I say her house because, in case you don't know, we're living in a two-story, two-floor building, three-floor technically building, and my mother and my brother share an apartment, or basically the first floor, and I'm living on the second floor. And that's that's how it's been for like 10 years now, maybe more. And that's why I use her house and my house and all that, and we don't really communicate. We don't really, beyond what's necessary, we don't really visit each other's place or something, it's separate completely, and emotionally. But the thing is, even though it's quite negative that she can't right now do the whole lawyer and contracts and things like that for the house, so it's a little bit on pause right now. At the same time, if this kind of wakes her up, and sorry for the dog, by the way, I'm not sure, I hope you can't hear it, but if you can, tough, But anyway, so if this is if this goes the way I'm thinking, she might consider, or have to consider, not having a complete schizo, a complete psycho, because literally my brother is, you can't imagine. I should sit you down and tell you about that at one point. Really tell you what it's like living with my brother, or what it was like, I guess, before I got my own, like, floor. And then you would probably understand that I'm not actually some heartless asshole that has, like, some prejudice against challenged individuals, because that's not the case. But this person, I will explain it one day, don't worry, perhaps very soon as well. So maybe this is a wake-up call for her, because all this must be, I'm thinking at least, must be a build-up, right? I wanted to say a building up situation, but I should have said, like, a situation that, like, or a circumstance that my brother being here has been building up to, right? Maybe I'm hoping, against all hope, that she will somehow, her survival instinct is gonna kick in, and she's gonna, like, get over her obsession, because it is an obsession with this person, and with, quote unquote, providing him with a normal life, which is not what she's doing, trust me. And that person is not really in a position to understand much anyway when it comes to normality, whatever the fuck that is. I hope you're getting what I'm saying, because if you don't, I guess you'll have to wait for a further, more elaborate explanation and exploration of the subject of my brother, and of course, what it has done to the family and to my mother specifically. So yeah, I'm thinking, just to backtrack a little bit here and not get out of subject, maybe she will consider just giving him like the providing the the necessary care away from our house, perhaps. And if that happens, then maybe, just maybe, we can perhaps, even now, just maybe reconnect a little bit, and perhaps. So that could be good. But experience has shown that whenever any medical professional warns her about her health, be it mental or physical health, the moment it moves to the area of maybe what you're doing is impacting you, like living with a person like that under the same roof is impacting you greatly, which doctors have said that before, like numerous times. She immediately becomes this like this wall of ice, and like nothing goes through, and out of sheer willpower she recovers and then goes back into the cycle of another slow decline through the year, which culminates with a summer nervous breakdown. It's almost, it's predictable at this point, but it's bad enough this time where she's really just she can't move. She's like, she's feeling weak. She's worried. She's genuinely worried, from what I can see. She's sleeping all the time. She can't cope, and for the first time, I heard her say, "I just can't anymore with this ape. I just can't anymore." And yeah, the word ape is not the one she used. She used something worse. So I'm just toning it down a little bit, to describe my brother. And I kid you not, he deserves every bad word I personally can think of. I'm sorry. So these, that's why I've been saying, and I've been cryptic about it, and I've been saying, for example, good things, but also bad things, but also maybe good things, who knows? And why I'm saying things might be looking up, a little bit, because one way or the other, I'm way close now to being able to finally rent or sell, and if I get a bonus of like, okay, for some weird reason through fucking mathematics, my mother's kind of wakes up from this decades long fucking trance of obsession and narcissism and all that. Who the fuck knows, right? Maybe we can talk like human beings, again, or for the first time, I guess. So who knows? I'm positive. I'm kind of optimistic about it. So that, on one end, I've got that, for example, and I've been trying to talk to you about all that, but the brain is a funny thing. It just doesn't want to deal with certain things. At least mine doesn't, until I'm kind of sure about it. I guess I am now, so there you go. There's been other things that's been going on. For instance, and this is like, imagine that what I'm about to tell you is more personal to me than what I just said. right, about my family, for example. That's how connected with my family I feel, and that's why, wow, okay, that's why I'm also hyped for the possibility of maybe, you know, having at least half a family, because my father just doesn't live here anymore, hasn't for years, for decades. But you know, if you get half a family, maybe even if they're in their 80s or something, eventually maybe I can have like a whole family, even if we're split, right, and living in separate places. It's fine. Don't care about that. But I'm also ready for, of course, for the possibility or high probability of this never happening. But at least, as I said, you know, the house thingy is gonna get resolved. So yeah, it's looking up. And I mean, obviously, if it happens and she decides that like my brother can't be here anymore, which, hey, yeah, and the sky is blue as well. I won't have to share the same city block, and honestly, even the same city isn't. If it was up to me, I would have him shipped in like fucking Congo jungles or something. Just airdrop him there, and let him just fucking, I don't know, die off or something. But anyway, if he's not around, in the sense of like, okay, he's not in the same like general area, I will be so happy. You have no idea, because this person is also dangerous. I'm not gonna lie. Not only directly dangerous, but for the most part, dangerous in like certain other passive ways. Not so direct ways, but like indirect ways, let's say that way. Not that he's incapable of direct violence, which, I mean, I've already told you I've had to call the police once already, and it was a shit show. It wasn't embarrassing, I don't give a fuck about that, but it was a shit show, and it was very annoying to have to deal with that. But when you get attacked with like a fucking knife or scissors, you kind of call the police, right? So yeah, that's what I did. And between you and me, I was literally standing there going like, okay, please give me a reason. I was literally just repeating, please give me a fucking reason, and just standing there and hoping that he would like literally continue to attack me, because I wanted to yeah, to do certain things while defending myself from a very clear and an absolute threat to my life, and you know, that gives you the excuse to do certain things. But then again, you know, I'm not a lawyer, but like in the moment, I was like, in the moment I was like, yeah, finally, fucking go for it, so I can go for it. You know, that was my only thought, my only feeling in the moment. That's the kind of animosity that exists there, mostly because this person is like literally solely responsible for completely ruining our family, and I mean my mother too, obviously. And you know, just it's a lot to unpack. I don't think I will unpack right now though, because we're still in the warm-up phase. Like we're first base right now again. So yeah, I think enough about that, I guess. Anyway, but as I was saying, yeah, maybe I won't have to share the same breathing space, the same fucking city block with that fucking monster. So yeah, I hope it happens. I really hope it happens, because it will be for the best for everyone, including himself, by the way. Because right now, the kind of care he's receiving right now is absolutely subpar, which is also why he has the leeway and the wiggling room, let's say, to really act like a fucking monster. So yeah, if he was under some kind of more specialized supervision, these incidents would be, I guess, handled in a different way, which would be more constructive or more contributing to everyone's safety and well-being, is all I'm gonna say. So yeah. Mm. Yeah, there's a reason why in the rest in the rest of Europe you can't really house such individuals, and you need to be screened for that. Like, is your family environment able to withstand that? Are you able to care for that person? And by caring, we mean also being responsible for their possibly, potentially harmful actions and how to handle. Like, it's a whole thing. Like, what my mother is doing right here, I'm not going to discuss whether it is technically legal or illegal. I can only give you the hard facts, which is that what my mother is doing right here is absolutely on a fundamental level wrong. I'm not even gonna go in illegal or legal, okay? Because it is low-key illegal, by the way. Which is also why it was a shit show when I called the police. Which is also why she's horribly afraid of me doing so again. Which is something I've used as leverage to kind of like try and enforce at least some, you know, some peace and quiet in the general household, let's say. But yeah, either way, pretty like pretty moody shit to talk about, isn't it? But I'm a bit immune to it. I'm like, I don't care. I just want to see what's gonna happen. I don't really care. And also I don't care if it's moody for the stream, because yeah, it's not all gonna be like shits and giggles, right? It's not gonna be like fun and games all the time. Especially if I plan on like opening up, right? More like I used to. It's not gonna be just fun and games. It's gonna be like down moments, okay? Downers. And yeah, that's a big thing. But there is more. But wait, there is more. Do I want to talk about that shit though? Like right now? Okay, maybe I want to touch on it a little bit. On the general subject, let's say, which is my own like emotional, let's say, circumstance or world or status. Not as in singular or anything, but like, you know, my current status, let's say, okay? Like how am I feeling and all that when it comes to like matters of friends and romance and all that shit. And that one's been a rough one, and I haven't talked about it too much. Also been keeping that inside, I guess, as part of me moving away from being more open with you and more communicative with you. But for now, suffice to say, for now at least, that I feel I don't want to say tired. Oh God, what's the word? It's not tired, and it's not burned out, and it's not. Oh my God, my fucking English, dude. Okay, let's put it this way. I'm gonna use a word that like it's probably not the word you would use, but it will help you understand how I feel. I feel shattered. Honestly, I feel. Do I feel broken? Maybe I feel broken. Maybe I feel emotionally broken, but like not the kind of like. Not the kind of broken that you would expect. It's not like there's like billiard balls, you know, and somebody just sent the white one or the black one. I don't even remember how you play that fucking game. It's boring as fuck anyway. Never liked it. But you know, when it strikes the set balls in the middle of the table, right, the pool table, and everything just goes like everywhere, right? Okay, that's not the kind of broken I would describe or shattered. It's more like a very serene, you know what? Just like my fucking background. If those stars were like pieces of me, like crystallized pieces of my emotions or my like sentimental world, let's say, this is what it would look like, honestly. To give you the kind of, and then you can imagine them like floating abstractly, like just in a space, okay, in a space, not space. And that's how I feel. And you know, it's still fine. I mean, I'm feeling okay. But I think that's like I think at one point, after going through so many fucking flings and like partners and whatnot, I just realized it's like kind of I'm not held together, and then everything just started going like whoop, just dispersing like you see here in my background wallpaper. So shattered, I guess, is a word I would use, and broken is a word I would use, but not in the violent sense, right? But just in a sense of like that's it, I'm done. You know, it's gone. It's just dust. You know, it's just stardust. That's it. and that in and of itself has not impacted me negatively in the sense of like you know, I'm not huddling in a corner and just crying my fucking eyes out, but rather it's made me change. In the sense that like I get impatient and bored and intolerant and other things like that with people, and especially, you know, when I socialize with people, which, by the way, that doesn't happen anymore. Which I'm sad. I'm sad that it doesn't happen, but like it's gone. I changed. Simple as that. It's still there for real life, but this zesty behavior, this zesty approach I had, and zealous approach I had with meeting people and being interested, and you know, this has been betrayed. This is what got shattered, you know. And I'm like, I can't bother. I can't give a fuck anymore, honestly. And I started noticing that by the way that I've been treating, and I say, you know, I say treating in a way that sounds like, oh, how are you treating those people like that? It's not like that. It's just I'm talking about how I behave, I guess. You know, there is no negative connotation, is what I'm trying to say. So I noticed it in the way that I treat people in MMOs, for example, where I've reached a point where I could not give less of a fuck about anyone that like I don't personally know or have known for a good while. I just and you know what? I also don't want to know any more people when it comes to that. Which again doesn't apply in real life, because from what I've seen in real life, it's the opposite. I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go out there again, which that will happen. But still, I'm not where I want to be physically yet. So there is that is stopping me from it. And but like I feel a nice build up inside me, not the bad kind, but the good kind, where you're like, yeah, I'm hyped for that. You know, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be awesome, and I'm just waiting for it. And but it's a good kind of waiting. It's like you see your goal, and you're like, that's where I'm headed, dude. That's where I'm going, and I fucking love it because I've been there before and it was fucking amazing. So you know, it's not a daydream. It's like something I've experienced, and it's there, and it's attainable, and so I'm going for it. Easy. It's a no-brainer. So yeah, that's. But again, that's also negative because yeah, of course, I'm still not there. Although weight loss has been going well, which is again part of the things are looking up kind of thing that I've got going right now. Still have to lose to shed more weight, but honestly, it's going well. Better than I imagined, actually, because every month that passes, I see a difference. I do notice a difference. And eventually, I will be at the point where I can also go back into working out proper, and that's gonna speed things up even more. But I'm not doing it right now because if I do start working out right now, I'm gonna get pissed off with myself because I'll be noticing all the things that I can't do too well yet, and all the things that I used to do super well, but I won't be able to because like of the extra weight and everything. So I don't want to. Oh, I don't want to go there yet. You know, it's not comfortable. I don't want to do it yet. Which also physically is not comfortable. Like if you're over a certain weight, the kind of or let's say if you have more than a certain amount of fat on your body, the kind of workout that I like doing is not gonna feel satisfying. It's gonna feel tiring. I could switch around the kind of workout I do, but the problem is I'm too stubborn for that, and I'm too set in my fucking workout routine, and I do like it, and it's always been part of my life, and you know, for the good part of like a couple of decades, and I can't really shake it off because I also don't want to, and it's a good routine. It's legit a good routine, and I've tried others, but I only like following other routines after I followed mine for a good while, and then you know, oh sorry, sniffles again, and then you just maybe get bored of that and go like, hey, I'll try something new. Let me fire up like Chrome and YouTube and find something cool to do, you know, like the shit I've done before, like on stream, right? It was pretty fun to do. It was fun to do, honestly. So yeah. But to go back to the emotional part, there is a lot I want to share with you, and I will. But right now, I'm just taking it easy with opening up again on stream. You know, give it a couple of weeks, I'd say. Give me a chance to entice myself and to convince myself a little bit. You know, it's been a while ever since we've really talked, and I'm feeling that. You know. I mean, the fact that I've been here for like, what, an hour now, I think? Yeah, an hour now. That surprises me. I was thinking, hey, I'm gonna fuck this up and it's gonna be like a quarter of an hour or like maybe half an hour and I would have said anything I care to say, but no, it seems that the spirit is still there, you know. The spirit of our relationship is still very much alive, and that flame, I'm gonna fucking kindle that. I'm gonna take us back to where we were when it comes to that. And I'm gonna steal that first kiss like it was our first time. Okay. But it has to happen at my own pace, okay? But there is so much to tell you as well. I wonder how I will start when it's time to tell you about that. Well, that's not here or there right now. That's just something I'll have to deal with when we get there. And getting there, it's gonna be interesting. At the same time, I feel the need to fucking, you know, let some of that fucking weight off my fucking shoulders. Just put it down for a bit and talk about it. And then I can shoulder it again and like, you know, keep going. That's not the issue, but like I do need to sometimes talk about that stuff, you know? And why not with you? Why not here, not with you, you know? It's fine. In a lot of ways you are more than I could ever ask for. In the sense that like it feels like what I'm doing right now feels consoling, let's say, or is that the word? Maybe I'm fucking up again because like English is hard. Uh, you know how you would feel probably relieved if if there was if there was an AI that could listen to your problems in a very soulless way. Well, that's the feeling you're giving me, and that's a relief because I feel like um, not that you're soulless, but obviously, but it's so hard to explain. It's so hard to put in words, but it does feel like I don't have a better way of explaining it. It does feel like I'm talking to a computer, quote unquote. You know, feels like I'm talking to a computer, as you know, as you've heard being said in like tropey movies. Um, but yeah, that's the thing, and that's like a positive thing though for me. Okay, um, because I find pleasure in dehumanizing you. No, I don't. But like for real, sometimes you need a good listener, and the best listener is someone who has a very clear limit themselves, but you feel like you don't have to have a limit with them, which is why psychologists are amazing. Okay. Because they do exactly that. And that's why I've been saying you're a good therapist, or good therapists, to be honest. Because you don't talk back, and I don't have to give a shit about your problems, which I will if you share them, obviously. But, you know, right now, with the amount of words coming out of your mouths collectively, which is zero, yeah, I feel comfortable kind of dehumanizing you and then using you as my um, depository of emotions and thoughts, you know, and that's excellent. Good job. You know, thank you. I'm not even being ironic. It's a very difficult thing to do. And I know you're not doing it consciously or realizing even probably, but still, thank you. And yeah, it's something that I fail at a lot when somebody wants to talk to me. I'm pretty sure I would make like a very shitty fucking psychologist. I mean, with me, it would be like either I would be the best fucking therapist you've ever had, or you would hate me for how I am. You know, when I'm listening to someone and their problems and their woes and their troubles and their good stuff, I'm strange. I'm pretty strange, and you can't tell because you've never actually shared anything with me, and you haven't managed to see my reactions, right? But maybe you've gotten like a slight glimpse of it when we were playing like Dragon Age 3, perhaps. If you were very observant, you may have noticed a few things. And as I said, maybe you loved them, or maybe you hated them, or maybe you never gave a fuck, you know? Who the fuck knows? And that's okay. That's fine. Which is another part of why you're perfect. Because at any point, we can both say to each other, I don't give a fuck, man. That's it. You know, I don't give a fuck about what you're saying. And you can just tune into another stream, and I can just stop my stream, and it's mutual. You know, it's fair. It's fair and square. It's very well balanced, I'd say. So yeah, I'm done giving you compliments. Like, you know, you little bitches. You shouldn't be getting complimented too much. You know that? Because then, who knows if you'll still be as good as you are. You know, in being my therapists. So you know. All right. Okay, that was good. I like that. I guess our 40 minutes are up. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna sit here with you a bit more for sure. Because it's still not time. Neris is not here yet, for example. So I don't have to switch over to Baldur's Gate yet. I can keep you some company and like, you know, run my hair through your hand, okay? Because you know you're being the therapist now, so and you can't touch me, so you get it anyway. It's a play on the whole, you know, hand through hair thing. If you can't fucking get it with your soulless fucking kind of intelligence that you have, apparently. Uh, It's a human joke, okay? All right. I'll BRB though. Um, don't I want to say don't go anywhere, but you're free to go. I swear, nothing will happen. I won't hate you if you just go. I won't even hate you if you've never been here, and I'm just talking to no one. In fact, in some ways, I'm thinking that could have been better. But then again, I don't know. You've become like whoever the fuck you are. If you're a regular watcher, right? You're definitely part of this. So you've become like an integral part of my life, and you don't even know it. And it's interesting because saying it out loud, I also didn't even know that. But what would I do without you? Because when I check my phone and I see, 20 viewers, it's it's strange, but it's like it's nice that you're here, kind of. I can't explain it. It's yes, you're just a number, but at the same time, without that, a lot of things would be very different, including the possibility of, I guess, maybe even not streaming for me, you know? So the fact that every time I check my phone, I see X number of people, I'm thinking, hey, these guys, they're sticking around. And then they're there. You're there. That's, man, imagine being so lonely, by the way, or subconsciously so lonely without even realizing that this gives you comfort. Imagine that. But I want to believe, I want to say, that you don't have to be insanely lonely, but just sensitive enough to be able to appreciate that. Because I don't really feel lonely. And there are people in my life, so I think it's possibly that I'm sensitive. Anyway, I'll be right back. Another bot, that's what I'm coming back to. Alright, friend. Get banned, bitch. Done. Good stuff. But yeah, on the emotional side of things, right? God, I won't lie. Part of me wants to just unload, to like completely just unload on you and talk about like certain things, some of which, you know, before I switch over to Baldur's Gate or something, when just know this, in getting reacclimated to opening up to you and just talking to you and whatnot, like I just did all this hour, I will probably repeat some stuff you've heard before, and especially when it comes to my emotional things that I want to talk about and all the shit I want to talk about that. You know, there might be some recurring villains, so to speak, okay? And you might also hear me talk about some stuff that by now is just water under the bridge, but it might involve some people who might watch me, right? For example, or who might watch me even now as I speak. And so to you, all I have to say is like, yeah, it's just stuff that happened, and you know, you don't have to regret it, and we don't have to feel bad about it. But I will talk about it and give my own like perspective and my own side, because this is, you know, about me. So if that's uncomfortable to you, you should probably avoid watching my streams where I will have, you know, just chatting as the category, because you know, if it's sensitive or you don't want to go back there mentally, or you know, relieve some of the shit that I'm gonna be discussing about that maybe concern you, if you're one of those people, I understand it, and then just avoid these streams and just, you know, watch whatever has a game as a category, and you'll be safe. Yeah. And I'm not doing it with malice, and I don't hold it against you, or against those people anyway, because I don't know if they're there even. But there are things that I need to get off my back, okay? And I guess, you know, having commented on how good therapy, how good of a therapist you all collectively are, I'm gonna have to open up, you know, and just, yeah. And also, as I said, I might repeat some stuff which you've already heard, but it's part of the process of, let's put it this way, it's like you want to continue watching a show that you just dropped 2 months ago, and you feel you need to watch like the last 3 episodes that you had watched last time just to get back into it slowly, right? And it's gonna be it's gonna be a repeat of those 3 episodes, but hey, it's just part of the process, okay? So apologies in advance for that. In advanced English, in advance, yeah. And hello, Neris, how are you? You missed my just chatting stream. They're back. How dare you? I hope you're alright. The usual, huh? How's your PC? You know, if you buy a new one like this week, as you said, I'm just, the only thing I would you know, that saddens me about it is like, you will miss out the 50XX series of GeForce, I guess, of Nvidia cards. You know, the 50 series. That would be the most unfortunate. But if you really just cannot anymore, then I also think that like the 40 series is pretty fine for it. It hasn't crashed for a 5th time yesterday. Okay, because I think that on Discord you said, oh, 6th time or something. Not on Discord, even on stream, I think even you said that, right? I think. I think you said 6th time or something, definitely 5th, so that confuses me a little bit, unless I didn't understand like what you were saying at the time or something, which is definitely possible. 8 times this week, holy fuck. Yeah, it starts to sound more and more like it's gone. And this is all right. This is gonna be a nice closing to this just chatting then. Yeah, my streaming PC is having some trouble booting up sometimes, and it's old as well. And then my gaming PC as well is just, it's been now 6 years. So there is this theory that I will, and I call it a theory for now still. I'll call it theory up until the last day of purchase, let's say, because it might not happen. It might happen, like, you never know. And I'm on very thin ice when it comes to money as well. But I have this possibility, this chance of actually, getting a new PC and then selling all the stuff that I have currently to make up some of the price at least. And yeah, I will only have one PC. If that happens, I'll sell my streaming PC for parts, I guess, and the same for my current gaming PC for parts as well. And I won't have a streaming PC. It will be a single PC stream, which is new territory for me. I hope it's gonna be easier, or at least less tedious, I guess. We'll see. Yeah, I might just like use an old TV monitor I have as a second screen or something, or my phone, I guess, for when I stream, so I can see chat and everything. We'll see. It's new territory for me. I have no idea like how it plays out, or to what degree it's gonna be affecting my gameplay, or I don't fucking know, honestly. We'll see if and when it happens. But yeah, and specifically at the moment, I'm waiting for the 50 series of NVIDIA GPUs, and this is not affiliated with GPU or with NVIDIA, or not sponsored or anything. Just, I'm not paid to say these things, and I'm not advertising. It's just that I personally go for NVIDIA cards usually, so that's all it is. And the 50 series around the corner, literally, so I'll wait for that one. Because if I'm gonna get like if I'm gonna be getting a new PC, it might as well be absolutely future-proof for the next 10 years or so, 15 maybe, if I can help it. Because this one, yeah, it's been a little bit erratic, let's say. Anyway. Yeah, for the money I pumped back then into my gaming PC that I have right now, performance and all that, I was expecting more, I'm not gonna lie. I was really expecting more, so yeah. And I don't feel it's a bad PC. I mean, even having a PC to begin with, yeah, it's a luxury. You might not believe it, but it's a luxury. And as for the new one, I will be getting help. I'm not gonna be able to cover for the expenses on my own at all, so I will be getting like help from here and there. And towards which, any money that I might make from selling parts of my current PCs will go, just to pay some back of that, pay some of that back. Jesus Christ, with English today. Anyway, and in other news, and this is gonna be my closing especially, or specifically, I went for some blood examinations today, which has to do about, with my HRT and transitioning and all that. And it's a typical check. It's not something to worry about. But at the same time, I wonder what that's gonna, what that's going to be about, because last time I saw my endocrinologist, she was like, you shouldn't have gained this much weight no matter what you have done, no matter how much you've eaten, right? So she wants to see if it's related to my dosage and the brand of medicine or whatever you call that, and maybe change things around as well with, and it's also, she also needs to have a clear picture of my health. So, it's a good thing. But at the same time, I'm really curious if it is revealed, for example, that yes, of course I fucked up a few years ago and gained weight, like gained 10, 20 kilos, 18 kilos to be specific. But how much of that is junk food and how much of that is HRT peaking, before it plateaus, which still hasn't plateaued when it comes to my boobs, which is interesting considering that it's been 3 years or so ever since I started. Who the fuck knows? But like, but anyway, let's not talk about my boob size right now. But yeah, and also another thing about that is that because of my economic situation, let's say, about my money that I don't have, I couldn't really. I had to skip 4 months of HRT because I just couldn't afford the shit. So and I did tell my doctor that like it's gonna happen. It's likely that's gonna happen because I'm not really made with money. Okay, so it might just and in Greece it is extremely difficult for me right now, especially, but even back then, to get it covered by the state as it is. We're not there yet, fellas. Okay, in Greece, which is also another reason why I want to get the fuck out of here, away from this stupid country. I'm not gonna lie. Because a lot of my money issues would be solved if I didn't have to pay out of my pocket for that shit, for what is essentially my mental health, right? But yeah, and if you're wondering, and this is like the closing I was talking about, if you're wondering how that affects you, it doesn't. I don't know. It hasn't had any severe effect. I didn't notice any changes in my body for just dropping it for like 4 months. Or my mood, I guess, or anything. I don't know. Have you noticed something? I didn't notice anything. I'm the same cool girl you always knew. So what can I say? And just as hot as I always was. So I don't know. Which is not to say that I don't want to continue or something, but it's good to know that if you're like in a bad position like I am, and you need to stop for a bit, maybe even for a year, I dare say, maybe, but at least for half a year from what I see. And I'm not even sure what affects it. Okay, I'm not even sure what affects it. Like why in my case it doesn't seem to have receded, let's say, like the effects or the changes haven't receded or anything. So I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I'm not here to give you medical advice, but I'm here to tell you, if you do, don't lose your shit, okay? Don't lose your mind over it. But at the same time, if you do have to stop for the same reasons that I did, for example, or for other reasons, maybe your health, or, knock on wood for that one, I hope not. But maybe you move to a place where you can't get, your therapy, let's say, or your prescription for whatever reason. You just move somewhere and it's just gonna take a while for them to process you in that kind of like thing. Don't lose your shit and don't be disappointed or scared if you have to stop for a while. At least I guess if you rolled the same genetics that I did, I guess. What else can I tell you? But the thing I want to tell you, which is more important, do tell your current doctor, like I did, just warn them, sorry, that like, I might because of circumstances, I might at one point have to stop for this many days. What's that gonna do to me? You know, it's good to have that talk, right, and not take it for granted. Okay, and with that, I'm gonna drop this stream because it's been an hour and a half, which is more than I could have hoped for first base when it comes to like getting back into this relationship with you. But it's, you know, I've had fun. I really enjoyed talking to you. And I'll just cool down for like 20-30 minutes, and then I'll go into Baldur's Gate 3. And hopefully we'll meet Neris there. And hopefully we'll also meet Phivos there. Which I have no idea if he wants me to call him Herakte, which is difficult to say in English. For me, it just doesn't roll on the tongue. Or use his name, which is, yeah, Phivos, as I said, which, yeah, I will gladly do either, but for now I'll just call him Phivos, because that's how I've known him for quite a long while. So, anyway, point was, I hope to see both of them there. And you as well, dear viewer. Okay? And there won't be any camera, I feel like, for Baldur's Gate. I think that would detract a lot from the pacing and storytelling. But so I can just shoehorn a little bit of it, like right here. What do you have to say? And yeah, it's like... what are you saying over there? You know what? I should get my glasses for reading. The thing is, this PC, Neris knows, because Neris has been here in real life. But where this PC, where my streaming PC is, I just can't read chat over there. And the letters, the fonts are tiny as well, no matter what I do. Maybe, you know what? Maybe streaming on a single PC is gonna help with that a lot. If I just have like a smaller screen like in front of me while I'm streaming, that might be good. But let me get my glasses. Just a sec. And then I'll be able to turn on my camera and read what Neris is writing over there without having to actually lean or anything. Hi. I hate how I look with glasses, and I always, like, whenever I'm wearing my glasses, I always feel that these two bangs here are going to like get lodged into the thing here, in the arms of the glasses, between the arms of the glasses and the glasses themselves. I feel like they're gonna like get caught in there, and then when I try to fucking, you know, do this or anything else, I'm just gonna like lose some hair, and I hate glasses for that reason. I avoid wearing them for that reason. So yeah, I don't know, but there I am. Hi, with my fucking scraggy hair or whatever. Cute. Thank you. I personally hate wearing glasses right now as well, because I just can see myself clearly on the, you know, on the camera like display there, and I can't. I fucking can't, honestly. But cute, thank you. So yeah, that's it. All right. Well, I'll see you in about 20 for Baldur's Gate, as I promised. And thank you for being here. And thank you for watching. And thank you for listening to me. Spilling my guts out. And there's gonna be more of that. But for now, I don't know, either stay and like wait for me to stream, or I don't know, just go and do what you enjoy doing the most, you know? But if you want to stay with your favorite streamer, or at least the person who should be your favorite streamer, that's me, yeah, just give it 20 and I'll be back, okay? I just need to cool down a little bit. Okay. Take care. If you're new here, hope you enjoyed. And if you're not, hope you enjoyed. Anyway, thanks. See you in 20. Bye bye.